Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is B from Kongs R Us, and welcome to a Sunday Funday show. This is just going to be a fun, chill episode where we talk about food, fun, drinks a little bit, have some special guests on the show because it's been a minute since we've had some other guests, and I'm excited to talk to some other YouTube couples out there because there's a lot of families that are doing this hobby together, and I think it just adds a little bit of flavor where you can add your significant other. Except my partner in crime is late per usual. It's Sunday, which means, she slept in a little bit. She drank a little bit more than she should have last night. And she tried to eat way too much than she could, I guess, bite off more than she can choose, the phrase, right? But hope everybody's having a good Sunday morning. She'll be here very, very shortly. But we're going to get into today's topic, which really is epic food challenges. Where's your coffee? There you are. She's running down the stairs to go make her coffee. I give her time. I'm gonna bring on my guest in just a little short while and talk about putting on a show where you kind of wake up. I don't know, sometimes half the time when she wakes up, if she's gonna join, I say, hey, we got a show in 30 minutes, and she's like, 10 more minutes, pulling up the sheets. I'm like, you got 10 minutes to the show time, 5 more minutes. And then she's like running and scrambling because that's how she does it. But some days I don't know. Some days I don't know if she's ever gonna make it to the show on time. But good morning, Cham's here, Brooklyn's here, Chucky Shay's here, Ricardo Ward, my good buddy, is here as well. Bill writes, Philly chick, good morning. You want to see Mrs. Kongs R Us take on the burrito. So she tried to take it on last night. So I do have some video of it. And it's pretty entertaining. So we'll definitely get to that in a little bit. Good morning, Devil. Hello, Adrian. Love, peace, and taco grease. I like it. Your wife is cool. Mine won't have anything to do with what you do on YouTube. Maybe she will at some point. Brooklyn Menace. Maybe she will play a game or two and have some fun. I think the day I brought her on, it was kind of like, hey, can you help me with the live stream? And yeah, I think the time commitment that it takes to be a content creator is a lot for like the main content creator. But to have a sidekick or a partner in crime that you can share that with is definitely exciting. Good morning, Papa Brad. So speaking of I would say almost like a YouTube power couple, in my opinion, in the retro gaming space, because they do a lot of things together. I see Will from JLS Gaming being the main front person for JLS Gaming, but I've seen his lovely wife Liliana LaSalle join in chats, be in front of the camera for unboxings and things. So I just really love this couple and what they've been doing for YouTube. And so I want to bring them on just to kind of start and kick off the show and say hello to Will and Lily. Oh, sorry. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, B? Yeah, can you guys hear us okay?
I can hear you guys fine. You guys sound good.
Listen, B, I want to say before we start anything off, and not kissing up, Liliana will say I'm kissing up. But I definitely want to say, agree with everything you were saying. She's, my right-hand person, right? And all that stuff. And she does the unboxings. She's better than me because she does the builds, Bees, right? So she's the one that unboxes and builds the arcade one-ups. Huh? She's the one, and my daughter gets it from her in terms of learning how to solder and mod, because I'm a software engineer more than anything. Okay. A hacker from that sense is how I came up. So for me, yes, I got that engineering mindset, but building stuff she has the knack for that. So we definitely make a great team in
That's
that sense. So
awesome.
yeah, so she does the builds, she, and everyone out there, the first time we came across Cons or Us was
At
the
first, I thought you
Infinity.
said builds. She's like builds, so she's the modder. She's the one that's actually putting the stuff together.
She
Oh,
solders because I can't solder for nothing,
oh
guys.
wow,
You know what I'm saying?
nice.
So she
Okay,
solders because she
you got
learned from her
steady hand.
brothers. Three
Nice.
brothers, two of them are cops. So as you
Mm-hmm.
can imagine, I had to walk a real straight line.
Yeah.
But
And the other one actually, he went to aeronautics school. So what
he fixes, yeah,
he solders like, but on a huge level.
he fixes
So,
helicopters, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
he flies around the world fixing helicopters, and so she has those skill sets. So we make a great. So I can do I can follow a tutorial from you with
Yeah.
the pinballer and all that stuff,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
right? But when it gets to the modding and soldering and stuff like that, I hand it over to her, and she's teaching our 14-year-old.
And also, I put the pinball machine together.
Yes.
So she's putting together the boxes from his. Like, do you build the
Yeah.
arcade one up and all that good stuff?
That's
The
on
cribs.
her channel. Yeah.
She put together the cribs
Everything.
for all three of our kids. So yeah,
I love it. When
she's great.
when I try to get Mrs. Congress to build stuff, she's like goofing off half the time. So she definitely enjoys, just being the somewhat comic relief to things and not taking things too seriously. So, but
Mrs.
yeah,
Kong she's my spirit animal then,
Yeah.
right? So we're kindred spirits because I
that's good.
I can't build anything, and I know my limitations. I can't even change oil, dude. But now
Yeah.
we own Tesla, so that we don't have any oil needs.
I changed tires. I mean, whatever needs to be done. I grew
Yeah,
up
I
with
love
3
it.
older brothers, so I kind of like
Yeah.
learned how to do
How to
everything.
get down. That's awesome. Yeah, we just put in a reservation for a Tesla, so I might ask you some
Oh,
Tesla
awesome.
questions later on. That'd be fun to kind of.
Oh, beautiful!
Yeah.
We have
Best
a
car-
video. We have
Yeah.
a video coming out right now
Yeah.
that she's doing with. It's funny because I know in one of the videos that you were doing, and people were talking about the yoke and the driving. I think is when you guys were, and someone commented or something like that, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, our car has a yoke, and
You can play
and
games.
the Tesla, yeah, and the Tesla has games that you can
Mhm.
play with the actual car's yoke itself. So we're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's so cool. So we have a video that we've had in production for the longest, and we're trying to figure out. I think there's still, you know how it is when you're doing post production. So that one will come out too. But yeah, she did the video for that as well.
Nice.
So
Do you do the editing too? Like, do you get in there and do all the production for like? So you guys, JLS Gaming, for folks that don't know, they have their own YouTube channel. You guys have over 25,000 subscribers. So congratulations on hitting 25,000K. You guys gave away a PS5, which was an awesome giveaway. I finally have my co-host here. Hello, good morning.
Hey.
This is JLS Gaming, Will and Lily.
Hi, Will and Lily.
Yeah, and so they have a YouTube channel. They've been fans of our channel. I've been fans of their channel. They do like short snippet live streams to do coverage on all things retro gaming. But what I love most about Will and Lily is that they do a lot of this stuff together. Like, Will's kind of on the front, mostly on the live streams, but he was just saying that Lily's the one that actually builds the arcade cabinets and does soldering and building and modding. Have you ever soldered anything in your life?
No.
It's like a small curling iron.
Yeah.
Ooh. Listen, I don't have that problem. So I don't know the first thing about that, but what I was going to say is the first time we came across your channel, it was so ironic was so we pre-ordered the Infinity game table, and we were one of the whatever it was that you got your name in the credits, right? Mm-hmm. And so as you guys know, and it was the delay, I think, in the bigger model, and some people had unboxings, and we're sitting there like, we want this thing, we want to play this thing, we think it's so cool, right? And it got to you guys first on the West Coast, so we got to see. So we had to live vicariously through your unboxing, right, before it got to us, right? And that's how we came across the channel, right, with you guys, and was able to subscribe and start start watching it. And then that's the thing I tell most people. I consume the content on YouTube through the TV, right? Mm-hmm. So I multitask, I'll subscribe, I'll watch it, and it's difficult, at least for now, to comment, right? So even when I was watching you guys a couple of weeks ago on the live with the modding, I have to log in through my phone as well, watch it on the TV, and then enter the chat. So yeah, we support my content is probably 95% YouTube, right? I don't, even though we pay for other things, maybe Netflix, Disney Plus. So a lot of you guys out there, a lot of the guys I see P Dubs in here, you know, a lot of the guys that create content. Listen, I watch you guys' content. I subscribe. Half of them, if you have a join, I join, or a Patreon, I subscribe to the Patreon because we love supporting the community.
Yeah.
And I applaud what you guys do because it really, that's how I modded my pinballer. I'm waiting for 4.0, so the mystery encoder or whatever.
No, you're waiting. I'm waiting
update it.
too.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm
so
give you a sneak peek that might be coming out pretty soon. But hey,
beautiful.
I saw you even making your rounds on Glenn's show on Friday.
Yep.
So yeah,
So
that's
Glenn,
really cool to see you really connecting with some of the other retro gamers, and Glenn, obviously the godfather of gaming and things like that. How was that joining his show? Are you starting to collaborate more? I know that you reached out to me about wanting to get on the show and collaborate, but I'm really
oh,
excited to talk
definitely.
to you. But like, how was that joining Glenn's show?
Definitely, and we're gonna have you on, right?
Yeah.
It's coordinating and stuff. We're all about, you know, for us, it's about the community, right? So we do things in events, right? We actually sit on a committee. We're out here in Orlando. We're sitting on the committee right now for Free Play Florida, which is a conference down in Orlando that's going to happen around November timeframe. We sponsor a lot of conferences. I don't know if you guys get a chance to make it a PRGE in Portland, but
Mm.
we'll probably sponsor. I don't think we can attend. Truthfully, I don't know what's it called, transcontinental, intercontinental. That 5.5 hour flight is too much. It's too much. Like I avoid it like the plague whenever. And international, I hated flying to Australia. I hated flying to Bangkok because it's like 20 something hours, right? But
Yeah.
along the East Coast, we sponsor a lot of the events. We're sponsoring Southern Fried and Retro World Expo, and we try to make it and really from our perspective, because this is our hobby and we love video games. We met, and early on, before kids, we had a passion for video games. So we want to help the community and support the community as best as possible. So going on Glenn's show again, that was an honor on our end.
Sure.
You know, meet your heroes or whatever like that. Glenn, you know, it's awesome. Steven's awesome. So I had a blast with those guys and look forward to getting them on the show too. And the big things they're doing with IR Arcade.
Yeah, no, they have a great collaboration going on. Dubs just showed sub to JLS Gaming. There you go. I know you watch him, so you got another supporter there. Checking it out. But okay, so speaking of Infinity Game Table, Dubs had a thing that said, "B, show me a pic of the Infinity Game Table, how it looks today." So how are you? How's your table? Is it in a place where you're actually using it? Is it functional at the moment?
Well, what happened was 3 months ago, actually a little over 3 months ago, our hot water heater leaked and it messed up our game room. So it's like in a closet under the stairs, and right next to that is our game room. So luckily, he noticed it was like laminate wood flooring. It like started expanding, and we had some cold days here in Florida, and by cold it was like 50 degrees, right? And I'm like, maybe it's the cold, you know, and it just kept happening. So one day I'm just like, all right, let me pop up one of the laminate pieces, and it was soaked.
Oh gosh.
So then we went in this closet that we never go into, because it's like a closet inside our bathroom under the stairs. Like we never use it. And yeah, there was mold in the closet. So we had like this whole issue. They just put the floor in last night, or finished it last night. They just finally put the drywall on. We're waiting for Monday. They'll paint it, and then we'll have our game room back. So
your game room's in repair.
So if you can imagine this,
I'm having withdrawal symptoms.
We've got arcade cabinets in our kitchen right now because we moved it to another room, but then to make the rooms match, we did that flooring too. So we had to move everything around. I've got a treadmill in my kitchen. I've got 2 arcades cabinets in our kitchen. I've got one like right as you walk in the door. I mean, it's a mess down there.
It's a mess, guys.
So no, we haven't used it.
All my systems, my PS5, my Xbox Series X, when I can finally connect them back, because the one thing is our bedroom is off limits to video game systems, right? So we have a TV, but it's to catch up with MCU stuff, Disney Plus, Netflix shows, right? Don't spoil anything for us, guys. But we got
I was gonna say that's where the magic happens. So yeah,
that's where 3 That's
I
why
do
we got
have
three.
my Switch in there though.
Oh, she has her Switch and Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
That's the only thing allowed in the bedroom, right? But
yeah.
but now I have boxes and boxes of stuff, guys. And for any of you guys out there, we just started on What's Not To. I'm changing the game room.
Okay.
So this will be a 3.0 version, and I have a vision on it, inspired by a lot of the people here too that are in here. So P Dubs, I see Papa Brad in there.
I like some stuff.
You guys.
Okay.
So I'm changing it up. So what that means is my loss is going to be people's games, because I'm going to go through my actual video game collection and sell it on Whatnot, give stuff away, because I have a different vision. So I would look at it as a liquidation sale to fund my arcade habit. So I'll leave it at that, but we're going to change the game room up.
How do you feel about another person selling all their stuff? Are you getting inspired?
I'm always inspired. Who wants to make a deal right here?
No, she's like, let's make a deal. But so speaking of Infinity Game Table, I did a review, right? You just mentioned it. Funny enough, because they've been releasing new content and wanting to get back to it, but this is the current state of my Infinity Game Table right now. So it's sitting in my room because she won't let me put it in a place. Like I really wanted it to be like our coffee table and actually be out and about, but it's
You
literally
had it downstairs for guests to play.
I did, and they loved it. Like when they come over, like they're tinkering with it, but now it's like out of sight, out of mind, and like that's not trash on top of it. That's like packing peanuts, and that's my like shipping supplies. But yeah, it's I'm a little bit of a mess. So $1,000 table sitting there for right now. It happens.
And people love it. Guests love it. I think in the new configuration, we're gonna do what you said. She has, we make a great team. So I have a game room, and she has a wine room, right? And
you have a wine room?
Ow.
Yeah. So
we need to do
I don't drink. So I think we might move the Infinity Game Table over to the wine room.
Yeah,
with the
furniture,
coasters,
right?
Yeah, and have it there as a coffee table. The other thing I've seen that lately is because she has a lot of themes in the wine room, with like wine barrels. So I saw a main machine wine barrel. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that?
Barrelcade? Yep.
Yeah, and I saw that. And listen, I'm a sucker. Oh, Wolfenos. I just saw Wolfenos. I'm a sucker. What's up, Wolfenos? I'm a sucker for the algorithms. They get me all the time, right? So meaning when I'm on YouTube, not YouTube, when I'm on Instagram and I'm scrolling and I'm liking posts, they'll throw an advertisement. So that's how I saw it. And I'm like, this will look great in the wine room.
He falls for everything.
I fall for everything.
He's worse than I am. Like, it's usually the wife with the Amazon or shopping addiction. It's not.
Yeah.
No, it's him.
I think that's how I got the Infinity Game Table.
This shirt, actually. I got him the shirt on Etsy, but he found it through an ad.
GK Energy.
And I'm like, oh.
And he sent me the link. I'm like, I've got it, but I didn't get it off the YouTube or whatever, the Instagram.
I'm like, Father's Day gift, right? And we get each other stuff.
That big Kong energy right there, I
think you need the shirt on Etsy.
Yeah. I felt a little 90s today. Somebody was talking about my t-shirt. So
Kelly Kapowski, right?
That's right. Got to rep that Kelly Kapowski. Yeah? Do you like the Kelly t-shirt?
Of course he has to say this with his wife sitting next to him. So not awkward.
I love the Kelly t-shirt.
Not awkward at all.
See, you gotta do this this little thing.
Oh yeah.
The 90s kind of day. I felt like it. So
the 90s is the best. It's the best, right? The music.
Right, yeah.
That's all I listen to is 90s hip hop.
90s hip hop and R&B for sure, man. It's my jam. Good stuff. Yeah, what's your favorite artist?
Well, that's the only thing in the game room that I've ever put in there is Wu-Tang. And one of the biggest things I bought on Whatnot that I'm gonna keep in my collection is the Wu-Tang, Shaolin game, right? Their fighting game from PS1. So that's the only thing non-gaming that's really allowed in the game room is I have the Wu-Tang Enter the 36 Chambers album on the wall.
Oh man, if I ever had to move my stuff, that would be not only like my arcades and things, but I have a big toy collection that I've kept like boxes for those toys in the attic, and I was like, oh man, do I rebox up everything? Like I'm like a hoarder of like the packaging stuff too, so it gets a little crazy in the collection. But
see, Wolfenos, we're kindred spirits too, man. He said he was wearing his Liquid Swords shirt yesterday, so that's awesome. Shout out to the Jizza.
And this is another thing he fell for on IG, which was a welcome mat that says "Watch your step, kid." So of course I bought that.
And then it showed up in my IG, a baby Yoda before he was called whatever Grogu. So when it was still baby Yoda, holding a Wu-Tang balloon and saying life as a shorty shouldn't be so rough. And I bought the shirt, and that was another one they got me. I'm like, oh my God, I must have paid like $40. One wash, and it shrunk to now I look like Lou Ferrigno in the shirt. So it's
and then I take it.
There you go. You can hold out, man. There it is.
I can't wear it out no more, but yeah, I can hold out in the bedroom with it on, right?
Oh, baby Yoda, your neighbor. He says he's in Water Lake, Orlando. There you go. So
awesome, Chucky.
Yeah. Oh, that's his hometown. So okay, so he might not be there anymore. So yeah.
Well, check us out, Free Play Florida in November. Tons of arcade cabinets. We're trying to bring more awareness to that event because a lot of people, even in Florida, don't know about it. So now, Liliana and I, and you guys will appreciate this on the West Coast. I don't really want to shout them out, but there's a legal cannabis brand out there that we did the digital marketing for. Okay. So we become real good digital marketing experts for like the past 10 years. So that's part of our business. We help brands with their marketing and their branding.
Yeah. All right. So let me ask you a few more questions just about JLS gaming and like the channel setup, because you guys have been, I would consider in the retro space, somewhat successful to be at 25,000 subscribers. What was that journey like? How did you get to that point? Was it part of like just your background, knowing how to do digital marketing and your short 15-minute short form videos that allow you to do content quickly? Like, what was your kind of like little journey to success in that space?
No, that's a great question, right? And a lot of it is taking a mindset. And guys, one of the things I try to always do is talk video games and talk from a business perspective, right? Because in our day jobs, right, we're serial entrepreneurs, and I'm a CIO, CISO, and what I sit with a lot of marketing guys, sales guys, and finance guys. So what ends up happening is I take an approach of A/B testing, thumbnails. Shout out to Mason Conrad. I know a lot of people out there know him. El Rafias. They do our banners, logos, and thumbnails. Right. I try to keep things on brand. We've been beat up by people, right, in terms of they want it this way, but it's helped us learn, right? And so we stand on other people's shoulders. And what the approach we take in, listen, there's a lot of giveaways, right? To be honest, we turned our channel even free because we want to. I'm looking at it, and this is the software engineer and the data science kind of guy in me. I'm looking at it as data. The more data I have, the more I can understand and kind of deconstruct the algorithm. And what ends up happening is, to be honest, and I know there's a lot of people that are monetized that are here. You got to feed the beast. You got to feed Google, right? Google helps those who help themselves. So when you know that, right, and you know what, so one of the things, I'm writing a book, by the way, not on gaming, but on career stuff, the path to the C-suite. And I quote the Gordie Howe quote: "Skates where the puck's going, not where it's at." Right. So if you understand, so we appeal to a lot of people internationally, right? In Mexico, Latin America, we habla español. She's Portuguese, right? From Portugal. So we cater to those markets. Everybody oversaturates the US market. So a lot of what I do is I translate the videos using an automated tool, not myself, but to 7 to 10 languages, right? We really do that. We market to them, and that's what's helped us grow. And we get a lot of comments. And I got to do Google Translate to understand, make sure they're not cursing me out or flirting with my wife. So I do, and we just interact. And the social aspect is exactly that, right? On Twitter, I figured out a long time ago, and the way I got to a CIO is I created a hashtag, Next Great CIO, kind of like Next Great Baker from Cake Boss.
Branding's really important for sure.
So I people say dress for the job you want, not the job you have. So I just started tweeting for the job I want, not the job I have. So I started tweeting as if I was a CIO, commenting on CIO posts, doing all that stuff. And that built up the brand and the awareness. So once we figured all this stuff out, for us, it's all about branding and marketing, right? Listen, we do a lot of giveaways, right? And everybody loves a giveaway, right? But that's what's kind of worked for us. But to be honest with you guys, I feel shoot for the stars, land on the moon, or whatever it's called, right? I wanted to be at 100,000 subs after 1 year, man. So I look at 25,000 and I'm actually disappointed more than because there's a lot of
tough
things
market
that
for retro gaming, though. I mean, there's a lot of big names out there. So I mean, yeah, definitely, I think 100K goal is great because then you're like creating, pushing, right? And so there's a level
I
of
want a play button, man. That's what I want. Just a play button to have in the back. That's it.
yeah,
And I'm happy.
yeah. You get that plaque, right? That
Yeah.
100K plaque. But that's awesome. And how long did it take to get to at least that point? Has it only been like a couple years?
So it's been 2, and it's crazy because I was, to answer your question, I'm a big proponent in everybody help each other, right? Like big content creators. I've met a lot of content creators with millions of subs, right? That are awesome people. Shout out to 8-Bit Guy, Angry Video Game Nerd, right? With millions of subs, right? And then I've met people with not that many subs that are like, they want like an appearance fee on their show or something like that. And I'm like, dude, so I was going back to look for an old DM, and I saw when we were under 100 subs that I'm just out there, you miss all the shots you don't take, right? So if people say I outpunted my coverage, right, when it comes to my wife, and the thing about it is I tell people all the time, I'm like, oh, how'd you land your wife, or how'd you get your mentor or whatever like that? And it's like, dude,
right there.
I just asked. Like, you read things where people say, where you've had women say they're so beautiful that no one approaches them, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, you miss all the shots you don't take. So I'm not saying.
Lily, what's the real story? How did he get you?
So the real story is actually he ignored me. He actually ignored me. And when, like other guys were all like, hey, and he ignored me. And I'm like, why is he ignoring me? So I'm like, oh, you don't even say hi? Yeah. So he actually ignored me. So
yeah.
All right. So in the game, there's
so he had a game. Yeah, he did.
He's analytical like that. He was calculating. He saw the goal at the end of the line and said, I gotta swerve a little bit to make her come towards me a little bit. Gotta create that gravitas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I did that with her. I just kind of like,
Beeline.
And then and then when I got to talk to her and everything, I said, wow, like I said, I want to marry her. And I ended up
like right away. He said that.
Not right away.
It
wasn't a Tommy and Pamela Lee thing.
We were engaged like 3 months later.
What? 3 months after you guys first met?
And we moved in together too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great shot,
that was
man. Dude,
18 years ago. Which is nuts.
And what happened? And what else you said?
What's that?
No, I thought what she said. I didn't hear her. I was too busy.
That was 18 years ago.
18 years ago. Yeah. So then I realized that, she was studying to be real estate. She's been doing real estate for a long time. And I was like, I had braids. So I had hair back then. I had, cornrows, and I was doing music, right? So I was battle rapping and all that stuff. And I decided, I said, you know what, I'm gonna clean up my act and everything like that. I'm gonna take IT serious, cybersecurity serious. And that's, so I gave up on my loves, which my loves was music, video games. And I pursued IT, which was my love, but right now I'm out of love with IT. And that's why we started kind of JLS gaming and this stuff, because we want to move into, I want to move into the video game industry. And I have some ambitious goals out there. Some of the people that know me, shout out to UAG, Mad Dads, that have spoken to me behind the scenes. And I kind of said it a little bit on Glenn's show on Friday. What I'm trying to do, and I've been doing this for 2 years, the content thing, is what I'm actually trying to do, and I'm going to be part of the overall team to do, is create the eventual replacement to Twitch and YouTube. So that's where I'm bringing my business sense, my connections, my ambition.
Next gen social media.
I'm thinking the platform and the way I'm approaching it, right? Skate to where the puck is going, not where it's at. The way I'm approaching it, our youngest is 7 years old. I want to be the platform when she is 12, 13 that she goes to. It's kind of like the people that are building autonomous cars. They don't want their kids to ever have to get a license, right? And ever drive. My whole mentality is I'm marching towards when she's 12, 13, the platform that I build, don't know the name. We're starting the foundations and everything for the past 2 years. Well, that's the go-to for, my kids and then my kids' kids. And I want to build that. And the main reason is, guys, and I'm sorry for talk. I don't normally talk this much, but the reason I'm saying that is I feel for so many content creators, right? There's some content creators that they sit there and they go, like I said, an appearance fee or sponsorship or something like that. And there's content creators that I know personally that would love to give up their day job and pursue the content full time, and the money's just not there. But it's not, in my opinion, the money is not that it's not there. I'm a Google shareholder and everything like that, right? The money is there. The money's not being shared in the right way. And we're trying to build a platform that where more content creators,
algorithm, right?
Yeah, that more content creators can get more share of the revenue, can get that kind of stuff. And that's what I'm building towards. Again, it's not just me. It's going to have to be a team, but that's what we're the ultimate goal of
That's
JLS
a nice
Gaming
breakdown.
is.
It helps me kind of get a little bit more appreciation for your style and kind of what your goals and what you do as a content creator. And I've seen your style of content, and so Mrs. Kong's R Us. When you think of like my YouTube channel, we've been around for about 2 years now. Just kind of curious, and I do want to get to the burrito, by the way, for folks that are we have a
we want to
video of
see
the
that.
burrito. I want to talk about epic food challenges. We've been around for just about 2 years too. Like, how do you view me as a content creator? Do you think it's a more like hobby side fun? Like, where do you see what, like, to what Will was saying, like where the puck is going versus where it's at right now? Do you feel like there's any like vision for our channel at all?
It differs from what's in the house, but your channel has been very much a hodgepodge of like all the stuff that you can put. You used to do produced videos, and then realizing how long it takes and the perfectionist that he is in terms of making the videos, it takes hours to do. Like maybe a 20-minute video will actually take him 2 days, 2.5 days. So I seen you just like, I'm gonna turn it on and make content. It's like, I think that's why you recorded me eating the burrito last night.
things turn into content. And originally when we started our channel, it was meant to be more of like a, hey, like I have my family, I want to share stuff with them. That's why it was like a Kongs or Us, and I had the photos of like my kids and her. I didn't really expect it to turn into an arcade, more related gaming channel, but that's where the content took us. And the live stream definitely changed our channel for the better in terms of being able to produce regular content more often, because I was maybe doing produced videos once a month, if not 2 months, and then like if you're just not producing content, the algorithm's not going to take you anywhere. I try to now to get into a schedule where I can, but yeah, those minutes take. So that's why I like when I see your consistent content of like, the 15-minute shorts with like really quick and easy. I was like, oh, that's a really smart way to be able to at least have that presence consistently, and you find your audience because they like that type of content, and it's regular, you're on a schedule. So I see how like your business mind has really got you to the point where consistency has built your channel up. So those are some things that I love about your channel, by the way. But yeah, but in terms of arcade gaming, is you do retro, you do arcades, you do a lot of things. Do you have a breakdown of what your main topic is, or are you just mostly all retro? Or modern stuff too, right?
Yeah, that's a great question, right? Because honestly, we do the content. I don't want to sound like arrogant saying it, right? We do the content that we want to put out, because there's a lot of stuff. We have a list. We formalize it. Trust me. We have meetings. Like our daughter does a lot of the editing on the long form stuff, so we got to kind of chew her out. Yeah, we got to chew her out. She's probably overhearing that, because the Tesla video is like overdue. We, like you're saying, so she does the editing. I've bought Final Cut Pro. I bought Linda or whatever courses for her to kind of learn, but it's not forcing it upon her, right? It's sort of like, hey, if you like it, pursue it. Like my mentality and teaching our kids is basically like, I'm going to expose you to as many things, whatever you like, you pursue so you can do it. But I keep telling them the alternative is you do not want to be working at a Jersey Mike's or a Subway's. cleaning barf or somebody pooped on the floor in the toilet. I'm like, for minimum wage. I'm like, you can sit here and like you guys are talking about editing videos. There's a market for that. There's a market for thumbnails, right? I know I pay people for freaking thumbnails. You know, again, shout out to Mason and El Rafias, but I'm paying people for thumbnails. So we just try to instill in them. The content I put out is the content that I think is relevant. But we've done A/B testing, and I'm going to tell you guys the secret sauce because it's about us helping each other. So even people in your audience right now, I've followed and I've tried things in terms of looking up keywords, looking up what the hot, whatever it is, the Google, right? What's the hot topics? Doing a topic off that, doing things, trying to be first, you know, out there. And I've tested the things to see what the algorithm likes, what things like. But the number one thing, you hit the nail on the head, is what it loves, what Google and YouTube love is consistency, right? Keep doing it. And every time I tell somebody, I'm like, yo, even if you're not feeling right, even if you got the runs or something like that, like get out there, put your 10-minute live stream, let them know. Because there's people, and you guys probably see this out there, there's people out there that, to quote like Big Daddy Kane, where he said, like, even if I fart on a record, just believe it'll sound good. Right? There's people out there that will literally like just do a video of them like taste testing Oreos and get hundreds of thousands of views. And the only reason
for everything.
the only way you can get views is you got to get impressions, right? The only way you get impressions is you got to be in favor with Google and YouTube's algorithms. And the only way you can do that is consistency is key, I believe.
Do you guys have any Oreos in your house?
No.
No,
that would be a good one.
We had the Pokemon, though. I think.
I was gonna say, like, it'd be fun to like have Mrs. Kongzaras do a challenge right now and challenge Lily to an Oreo contest. Have you ever done the contest where you took like a cookie and put it on your forehead and then try to like move it down to your mouth and eat it?
No, but that's a
thing.
That would be hilarious. That'd be fun, dude. Like we should do like food challenges and things like that. Like,
so let's do it.
I want to do that, like super hot chip.
I think it was on your channel
like
that UAG did it.
The hot nuts too.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys did that? Oh, that's awesome.
We did hot nuts, yes. Okay, so let's move into kind of like I did have a thumbnail. So speaking of thumbnails and things, like I guess our channel is really these shows, particularly on Sundays, are I try to make them gaming related occasionally because that's my main market, but sometimes I'm just like it's just a time to hang out and chill. Yeah. So we were last night thinking about like where to eat, and we we're just like, oh man, we don't know. And I had to go return something at the UPS store. And when I went, I right next to it was this place called El Burrito Jr. LBJ is like this like little chain in SoCal. And like I've heard of it. I've eaten catering from there, but I've never been to the restaurant. And when I go, there's this big sign up front that says the Big Burrito, and it's a 24-inch burrito in a giant metal tray. And I'm like, I'm gonna surprise Mrs. Kongzaras with it. And she's, because we were talking literally for about 30 minutes before dinner, like where to go. We were gonna get Indian food or something. And it's a Saturday night. Usually on weekends we try to support small businesses in the area. So I knew I wanted to get something. So here's the video of I mostly got it just to see her reaction to it. So here's Mrs.
That's awesome.
Original reaction. That's so funny. All right, you ready?
Oh my god.
Where's this from?
El Burrito Jr. Oh, ridiculous. World's biggest burrito challenge. Ready?
Wow.
All you. Burrito challenge, go. Aren't you excited?
I'm
terrified. All right. So she reaches for her phone automatically. She wants to take a picture. I knew it was gonna make some fun content. But have you ever done it like an epic big food challenge before, or have you ever seen a burrito that big before?
No, to either.
I think
have we done food challenge?
There used to be there was a place in Jersey. We're originally from Jersey that I forgot the name of it. They used to have humongous pieces of like cake and all that stuff. Harold's. Yeah, and big sandwiches and all that stuff. So, but that's, dude.
Oh, he did that when I was pregnant, actually. I remember that. I have a picture of it. It was a giant piece of chocolate cake. It was like huge. So imagine like you slice a cake and it's like the slice was like this big.
So,
like a slice of pizza. like a big slice of pizza, except like this hot. That's insane.
Yeah, that's the place. That was the only thing.
So did you eat that?
But she won Fear Factor. She won Fear Factor at Universal.
Did you?
So
Wow.
tell them what you
I
ate.
did.
Tell them what you ate.
Okay, so they made like a shake, and it was me, my nephew, and some random guy, and there were I think two or three teams.
Yeah.
So they made a shake. It was around Easter. No, was it? It was around Christmas. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was around Christmas. So they had rotten eggnog, meat bits, whatever that means, and
At
fish.
Factor?
Random like fish things. Yeah. So it was like they had like a whole show, Fear Factor show at Universal. So this was like
cool.
two and a half
live
years
Fear
ago.
Factor. What did you win for getting it? Just a high five? Did you get like anything
Yeah,
for
I
it?
won like a mug that says like I won.
You won Fear Factor. Hey, look who's here, by the way. It's our
And
good friend
no
from
kisses
Fear
from me for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
No
You wanna say
kisses.
hi?
Hi, JLS.
Hello,
I
hello.
have some of her rings on.
Yeah, this is JLS is one of our favorite local jewelers that we support, and so whenever I get in trouble, I buy stuff from
Smart.
JLS. So
Nice.
they have
Smart.
good stuff there. All right, so back to this. How was the
Oh my
burrito?
gosh.
Like, did you enjoy it? I have some photos of us trying to devour it, but what was your experience like trying to eat this?
It wasn't soggy. That wasn't bad. I don't like
Hmm.
sogginess. Like that'll freak me out.
Mhm. I was just surprised they had a tortilla that was this big, but like
I don't
that's
think
it.
it's one tortilla. I
I
think
think
it's like
a single one.
20
No?
tortillas.
You think so? It was big, but yeah, a couple of pictures just there.
Is
So,
that how much you ate? That's it.
so we cut a slice for
My sister.
yeah, her sister.
Oh,
just
okay.
because she wanted to help, and then we started going to town with it. But yeah, so this was us starting to just dive into it a little bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's getting ready. She's like tying her hair up. That was
She
the
was serious
inside.
about
So
it.
it was rice. It had carne asada, got some refried beans, and then everything else on the outside was all the extra stuff. But this was
Yum.
her like literally using hands. She was just like
And a fork. Come on now.
Both.
Oh my gosh.
That does look delicious though.
It does. It does.
All right, yeah, and I was at the time I was just like I didn't expect her to just go all hands in, but she was literally just getting in there. So I mean,
That's
did you enjoy the?
Yeah, it was actually
experience?
tasty. Maybe if they added a little bit more salt to the carne asada.
Yeah, it was a little less flavors.
I
She
think
had
they're
her
just trying to
wine.
cook everything in a hurry.
This was mostly her, by the way. Like I ate a bite here or there. She's already almost halfway through
Oh my God.
getting there, and so all right. So what's happening now? Give me the play-by-play as you get to this point in the video or the show.
You just kept taking pictures. So like,
But you don't look happy. Are you? But you're still going.
Oh my goodness.
That's how far we got. So we got a little
That's
over
awesome.
halfway on the burrito. I think she did a pretty good job, and that's where she ended
Oh,
up
man.
afterwards.
yeah, this was after half a burrito and maybe
Yeah.
like 4 glasses of wine. So
Yeah, that's pretty much typical on a Saturday night where she ends up. Well, that was fun. So that was the burrito story. We had a good time with
That's
it.
fun.
But yeah.
We accidentally he accidentally did that once where it was my birthday and he'd never ordered a cake, so he didn't know cake sizes. So he ordered we had just moved. We didn't know anybody. We moved to Wisconsin for a year, kind of random, but we didn't know anybody. Our little one was like 9 months old, so it's not like she was ready to eat or anything. So for 4 of us, he ordered a half sheet. If you know what a half sheet cake is,
Yeah.
it is insane.
That's like a wedding that you would do half for.
It is.
It said half. So I'm thinking, okay, it's not a full one. I figured a full one would be, a little
It was
much.
gigantic. But actually, it was great because since we were new there, I cut these huge slices for the neighbors and I went around giving them. But we still had cake forever. But yeah, that was an accidental one.
It's the thought.
It's a
It's the
thought,
thought
right?
that
Yeah. So
Yes.
we ended up packing it up, and so we have like 3 containers. So the leftovers for half of it fit like 3 containers. So I would say it's like those are almost like 3 burritos. It's almost like 6 gigantic burritos in one. I would
Wow.
say it's kind of what it was. So you ate like almost 3 burritos. Yeah, good girl.
Good
And then
job.
I don't know how she does it. And when she gets into these challenge modes, she's like, "Yep, all in. I was like, that's good stuff. So yeah, and there was some. There were some other food challenges in SoCal that we've wanted to do, but we never really. We had like this giant burger challenge.
Oh yeah, it was
that
like
we did. It was like a 5-pound burger patty, and yeah,
like a
I think people
fistful of fries and everything.
yeah, and then what else?
There's ramen. I've seen the ramen ones.
Big ramen bowl challenges.
Big ramen bowl challenges. We have to drink the soup too, in addition to eating like the noodles.
Those are always just like fun to look at, but yeah, terrible to feel afterwards.
We saw that you guys. I don't know if it was Disney World or Disneyland. Were you guys in Disney World or Land recently?
No, we haven't gone to Disney.
Oh, we've done a lot of those challenges too. Like at Disney World, you
She does those.
You do a drink from around the world at Epcot.
That's her favorite, yeah.
Oh, the cookies. The cookies for Christmas is my favorite. Because they're big. They're big cookies, and you have to like get 5 of them, and then you get a free one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did one where like Disneyland was celebrating their 60th anniversary, so their diamond celebration. And at Disneyland, I ate at every single they had a specialty cake or dessert.
Ooh.
And it was like on my birthday. So of course, whenever you eat at a Disney property and it's your birthday, they give you a free cake too. And I'm like, oh shit, like I've already had 6 dessert items, and now you're giving me like a free cake. And it's like, usually I would say yes, give it to me, but I was like, I can't. Yeah. So it was like what, like 2 cupcakes, a mousse cake, another cake, what was it? One of those little box surprise cakes or something like that, full of like basically sprinkles and just sugar overload. But that was the most painful thing ever.
We miss going to Disneyland often. We used to have season passes in SoCal to head out there, but it's always good. Like season passes allow us to explore more of the foodie side of Disneyland versus like the rides and things. So yeah,
or we've done like where you go to SeaWorld and you do like the food pass for the day.
we actually just got passes for SeaWorld, and they have that one of the things happening.
I think we got
now.
7 meals in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord.
My favorite is Epcot without kids, and just like eating everywhere and drinking everywhere, of course.
So the drinks around the world, if you can do all 10 worlds.
Yeah, have you ever done that where you try to like take a drink from each of the locations or lands? I heard of it was a thing. We heard about it because we went to Disney World for our honeymoon about 12 years ago now, 11 years ago. And that was I made it like to 3 lands, and then I passed out somewhere, and then she like kept going. So I'm the weak sauce.
I'm the weak one too. I don't drink at all. Yeah, I just don't. I just don't, man. Because
there. Yeah, we're cheap dates. Well, we know how to have a good time without
one shot. Yeah, one shot, and I'm folded, man. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm a light drinker. I don't drink or anything like that. I don't do any of the and I know it's legal out there, but I don't do any of the cannabis stuff or anything like that anymore. After she poisoned me with some gummies and everything like that. Well, not gummies.
It was a cake.
It was a cake or a brownie. She gave me a brownie, and the dosage she gave me must have been like 10 times the dosage.
Adding a little extra flavor.
She gave me 10 times the. It turned out to be 10 times. So she talks about my math being wrong with the half sheet.
Listen, man.
I would have been the first casualty of marijuana poisoning.
That's so funny. That's too funny. I mean, speaking of green, you right before the show was talking about your green room, that background there. So they have this lovely green screen back there, and
the whole room is painted green. The whole office is painted green.
So that's a wall back there behind you, like a legit wall, not like
wall.
A pop-up. Yeah.
No, it's a whole. Yeah,
it's the whole wall.
Wow, even like the corner.
Yeah. All right.
The entire office.
So we moved almost 2 years ago, right? So in our old house, we figured actually when we started with our whole YouTube channel is we did just kind of like a square, kind of probably like this side, just so, okay, cool. Especially we were all doing Zoom meetings and all that stuff. And then when we moved here, it was July 2020. So, we're still like deep in the pandemic. We're like, yeah, we're going to be using it a lot. So let's paint the whole room green. Does not make
How's
sense.
On your
don't
eyes?
do
like,
that.
Is it bright or?
It's not. What happens though is it reflects off everything. Like when we were putting a background before we hopped on, but like it'll reflect off of my white shirt, and then it was green screening my shirt. So that's the problem. And we had even doing regular content is it would give kind of like a green shine to like a game or something like that. It just made it really
you
hard
live and learn.
So don't do that.
We're gonna repaint
We're
it
gonna have
and
to have
just
it repainted.
yeah, we're gonna repaint it soon and just get like how they have the things that clip on the back of chairs, foldable. We'll have like something like
Yeah,
that.
we
There
have a
was even
pull-up when I need to do it, and
yeah,
I can never get it. Really, it also has to do with like the lighting. Like you have to just have like super even lighting to like
yeah.
make sure that the green shine isn't there. So that could be the biggest thing that could help is if your lighting just really like make sure that it washes out the green hue, but instead of reflecting. But yeah, if it's all the way up top too, is it top too? Is it just the back wall?
It's not the top, but
Not
like
the
the
top,
wall.
okay.
It goes all the way
walls.
to the top of the wall.
Okay,
So
it goes all the way to like the lights bouncing down.
Yeah, it's bouncing off of everything.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, you
It's a
guys
pain
are
in the
so
butt.
green. Good.
Endless One Up said it. Yeah, the overspill. We learned that after the fact, so it was nice in theory, but again, A/B testing. The crazy thing is, so in my day job, I'm like tomorrow, I'm doing a kickoff, a presentation. I'm a virtual CISO for a company out in Dominican Republic, and so I'll be suited up or whatever like that on camera, and I'm sure they'll ask me in Spanish at that. They'll ask me about the green screen, and I got to keep explaining it, and it's just like over and over, and I'm just like, oh my god, either that or I'll leave one of my backgrounds because it'll be a Zoom or something like that. So I attended one meeting, and my whole background had faux arcade cabinets.
Yeah.
So that was fun to be in a professional setting, and people are like,
yeah, I blur my backgrounds because I work out of my man cave during my regular work hours as well. And yeah, I normally just do a blur. Sometimes I'll do like a regular background. But yeah, with the advent of the pandemic and people getting used to virtual meetings and things, I think it's okay to have a little personal flair during work meetings and things now. It adds that little layer of personality that we didn't get to before. But yeah, anytime I forget to turn on my filter, it's like, is that a lightsaber in your background? Do you have Transformers back there? And then I have to spend like a minute talking about how like I'm a big kid and but
I turn my laptop depending on what kind of meeting I'm having because behind me is a window and a wall of pops. So like if I'm like, all right, this is professional, let me move it here so they're not seeing my like insane pop collection because they're like, what the heck is wrong with you? Are you not like a full adult right now with pops?
But it makes good talking points. You find out, and you said something about the retro gaming being kind of niche, but it's really like, right, the people are going to be retro gamers. It's crazy to think, right, that these awesome games and everything like that came out 20 years ago, right? But so in other words, people are going to get older. So a lot of times I talk to people, and especially from a business perspective, and they're understanding Microsoft making that big acquisition. That was Microsoft's single biggest acquisition ever. So people know Microsoft, people know Windows, people know, all Microsoft Office and everything like that. So now they come to me and they start asking me, or they'll go, Will, you're prophetic, right? Because you're sitting there and I'm like, well, it doesn't take rocket science to understand that gaming is increasing so much, the market share and all that. So it ends up being where when you talk to people and then you tell them something like that, they go, oh, they get it because either they're gamers who are now too old to game, but still have that passion for
nostalgia for it,
that nostalgia, or they're investors, right? So they're the ones making those decisions that we hate with DLC and microtransactions and stuff like that because they're a CFO for a game company, right? So they don't care about games or playing games,
for sure,
but they want to make money off of the gamers.
Philly Chick is one of our fans of the channel, says that her home office is also her arcade, so her coworkers can see her cabs, decorated swords, and you tell them you have the coolest home office by far.
I think I remember Philly Chick. She was on your show one time, I think, right?
Yeah,
and she has swords in the background, right?
Yeah, she does.
Yes,
Aikido.
That was awesome. I remember. Hi, Philly Chick.
Classic.
I remember that.
Person. So that's Jen. That's Philly Chick there. Hello. Ella says to give JLS Gaming a sub. Love the positive vibes for sure.
So
I saw UAG say Southern Fried Game Expo. Yeah, so UAG is gonna be there. We're gonna all. I think we're gonna be on panels or all on one big happy panel of YouTubers.
Cool. Are you gonna go? Are you being there? Are you gonna go this?
Yeah, we're sponsoring and we're sitting on whatever panel. I think I think they have UAG, Retro Ralph, myself, Mr. Wright's wife. That's another couple. I don't know if you've heard of Mr. Wright, Mr. Rightway.
Yeah, I've seen Mr. Wright.
His wife is Crystal. Yeah. So they're going to be awesome. So it's going to be awesome. So if you guys are going to be in Atlanta or come out to Atlanta, you know, there'll be 3
Atlanta in
couples.
July, man. Oof.
Yeah. Well, we're in Orlando. It's hot.
Yeah.
and
Anywhere,
muggy,
right? Oh man. Oh, it's my
even in
goodness.
Christmas.
Yeah. How hot is it over there? We were just out and about yesterday, and it hit like 100 degrees for like the first time in a while, and we were
Wow.
just like, oh my
But
goodness.
we have dry heat,
Yeah,
so
it's
that's completely different.
yeah, different than the humid heat
Yeah.
that you have on the East Coast. So,
It says 90 today, but
oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
it is that humidity. You're right. Like that's the difference. I loved because I have curly hair. Like not this. This is like done, but I have actually like really curly hair. The best my hair is when I'm on the West Coast because it's hot, but at least it's dry. The humidity here is like, ugh, it sucks.
Yeah, I got this. Yeah, the humidity here, it affects my hair too. You know what I'm saying? So
All of it.
Yeah,
I'll blame it on that.
right
I'll blame
here.
it on that. Yeah.
Well, cool. It's been awesome hanging out with both of you guys. You know,
Likewise.
just
Same here.
getting to know another YouTube couple has been fun, and you know, these are good opportunities to connect, collaborate. JLS Gaming, if you guys haven't checked out their channel, they do some awesome stuff. Hope you get more into the retro scene. I know you have an awesome voice. You have a nice analytical mind too. So I think if you were gonna do some more content, especially in the home arcade space, right? I think that's an area where a lot of people give you know, opinions are always valid, but like people that provide like hard data on things and can do like things like you said, A/B testing and like just being like, hey, this works better because of this. You know, that's something that I look forward to that resonates with me, where people are like, they know their shit. And so it sounds like you know your shit. And so I would be really curious to see your take on a lot of those things.
A CISO, Chief Security Officer?
For sure, man. So I
If-
love it.
If anyone out there, because my buddy who's actually a partner in he's a lawyer and even and a gamer, and I perplexed him with this. I'm trying to find someone to talk about ROMs and the gray area legalities and all that stuff, right? And because that perplexes even lawyers, right? Because you know, if you do anything Nintendo, all that stuff. So that's what I'm trying to find somebody that wants to do like IP or studies IP law and licensing and everything like that, and can really figure it out. Like, what's the gray area around ROMs, et cetera, you know?
Yeah, there's I had a funny conversation with Mystery Encoder, right? Because obviously he's one of those folks that has been building tools to allow you to do what you want with your hardware that you legally own. And so you have the rights to modify what you own and do those things. And so there's that gray area. If you own a physical copy, you can have a ROM, but like who's to say if it's out there and put out there by a company and things like that. So it's a definite gray area, but there's definitely like some of that fair use, especially on what you put it on as yours and you having the right to like modify and do things. But interesting conversation and topic. Speaking of Mystery Encoder, he might be releasing Pinball version 4 soon. He's finally given me he got sidetracked because he's been distracted by some of my wizards about helping out with these lights gun mods, and he does some really amazing work. He's like writing custom code to like re-upgrade patches to games and ROMs to get them more playable. So he did the House of the Dead remake. I made it two-player light gun compatible. Like he's just doing really awesome things. But he told me the other day he's going to be getting back into pinball. So hopefully soon we'll have updates for those folks that are waiting for it. I know a ton of people have been commenting on my videos because they're just getting it from the sales and they've been adding things. And I can't tell you where to get stuff, but at least the tools are there. Team Encoder, if you want to get there. I got to address War really fast because War has been asking me forever about like, hey, am I going to Evo? So that I don't think we're going to be going to Southern Friday Gaming Expo. That sounds awesome. I have limited number of trips that we can make, but I've already gotten approval from the missus to go to Evo in August, which is the biggest fighting game tournament in the world. It's going to be in Vegas. It's going to be awesome. There's a couple of other retro gamers that have been there already. It's going to be my first tournament coverage to head out there and have some fun. I've always been a fan of fighting games and things. So I am going to be heading out to Evo. More on that later. Moat has an interesting theory about what might be announced at Evo, and I can neither confirm nor deny anything, but I am excited to be there and just see what's happening at Evo. Yeah. So there you go, War. Just wanted to let you know. Yeah. Good stuff. A1 pinner. People are here. The people just want to hear what's coming out for the pinner. It's coming, John. Don't worry. Coming. All right. ROMs have been around for about 30 years. At this point, nobody's going to put that genie back in the bottle. Yeah. There's a different place with that. All right, cool. Anything else you guys want to plug or promote before we end the stream today?
No, just we'll plug that, we're gonna reciprocate, right? So on our show we'll have the beautiful Cons Are Us family, I'm trying to say, so stay tuned for that. And we'll have an episode later on today where we're gonna talk about mini consoles, which ones are we're speculating that are gonna come out and why, right? And that's
Yeah.
just
Nice.
from the standpoint, again, from business, but also technology and emulation catching up. And again, that gray area. I saw some people commenting, commenting about it and the gray area. And that's the thing. I own, and I think I know what you're saying, Moats, because I watched the weekly retro party, and stuff. What he's speculating. That's the thing. I own that particular game. So many. I'm actually right now trying to get it again on a Dreamcast, a complete unboxed one on Whatnot today. But there's a gray area. I owned it on iPhone and they stopped supporting it because when they went from 32-bit to 64-bit. So again, if I play it on my main cap, am I playing it legally or illegally? So again, stay tuned. We're gonna get finally the answer to that when I get a damn lawyer to get on the show.
At the end of the day, it's about just gaming. So I think
Yeah.
support who you can is kind of a motto, I would say. Like if you
Yep.
really truly love it, support what you can and make sure that those guys, get fed, and you can support developers where you can. But if there's ways that you can't, then we all have a little bit of a pirate in us. You can't I'll say that you can't not have experienced it at some level, but at the end we just want to be able to play. And it's how you want to play, because some people prefer a single
Yep.
place where you can just say have access to thousands and thousands of things. And some people want to build a home arcade experience to play it on. So nothing's right or wrong. Just depends on your preference. So JLS, Chucky says it best. Love what you guys are doing. Appreciate
Thanks,
you guys
Chucky.
joining the show. We'd love to see some more of Lily on the channel. I want to see some more builds and things, some mods, other things you got going on would be awesome. And next time we got to do an Oreo cookie food challenge. I think that would be fun.
We'll coordinate it and we'll get some Oreos.
Hot nuts, something like that. All right. Well, thank you guys for being on the show.
Awesome.
See you guys
Thank
next
you.
time. Good morning,
Alrighty.
everybody.
Bye.
See you
Take care,
later.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.